The big bad wolf. That was the day I understood knowledge as something practical and not just something that was taught to me in theory. So I was chosen to be the co-lead in our primary school Red Riding Hood play, okay? So no auditions like I had known the process to be, but for some reason, I was the perfect fit. Now that was my earliest memory of having a taste of freedom, being able to do things beyond the bounds that govern us as mankind, knowledge as capital. The reason why I chose this topic was because I knew that it would grab the attention of my usual audience who so often sees me talk passionately about solutions to economic development in South Africa. Now, in a country like South Africa, where more than half the people are living under the poverty line, how can we not want to flip the script to what we know and value as a society? And boy, do I like flipping the script. Now, speaking about flipping the script, when I was in grade 7, I had a crush and no game. The worst combination in the world. But I had this beautiful idea at the time where I thought to myself, how am I going to get my crush's attention? Fast forward, I teamed up with a friend of mine who was amazing at drawing, and I convinced this guy to start a comic book with me. Now, the plan was simple. We drew a copy in black pen, I scripted the story, and we printed the comic for free at my friend's mother's workplace. But what he didn't know was that I scripted a story about a superhero, me, who saves the damsel in distress, my crush. So I hit the ground running. I took pre-orders. I went from class to class, but I only showed the students the cover page and the first page. Now, on the first page, I had my crush's character and her real name. Cringe, I know. Cringe, 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 cringe. But it worked. What I didn't realize at the time was that that was genius marketing. The cover created excitement. The first page that had the drama about my crush and her actual name caused a suspense. And it went well. We sold all our comics, but I didn't get the girl. No. What I learned, though, was a very important life lesson. I learned the knowledge of problem solving and thinking outside the box. Speaking about thinking outside the box, when I was a kid attending my uncle's church services, I was always amazed at how people from all walks of life could come together to share a common cause, to worship. I was taken aback by how he could feed love and comfort into people's souls, and I wanted to do that. I remember thinking to myself, I want to do that. I should have probably paid attention at the scriptures, but we're here now. And I made the decision there that I was going to do that, but through uniting people of color who have fought for thousands of years against oppression. Ladies and gentlemen, this reality is still evident in today in our broken households, crime-ridden neighborhoods, and streets that are filled with young people queuing outside of public libraries so that they can apply to try and get a job. Now, my family history and lineage teaches me that there has been consistent strength and preservation. So surely, God has a plan for my people. Surely the ancient knowledge passed down from generation to generation is valuable. See, South Africa is laying with ample untapped knowledge as capital. The question isn't whether there is knowledge. The question is who gets to recognize it and who gets to use it. Because you see, if we use knowledge in this lens in our schools, society, and communities, then all of a sudden, a kid that started a comic to impress his crush looks like an entrepreneur. A classroom project looks like a startup. And a community solution looks like economic development. Now, last year, I started an entrepreneurship high school accelerator in Zoletemba High, my hometown. And I took the students through 9 months of business training, design thinking business ideas that would seek to solve issues in their communities. And we recently secured funding for them to start a tuck shop and a tutoring company. Thank you. Now, this is very dear to my heart because, like my parents and grandparents, I used the knowledge that I've gained over the years to do good. I've managed to use the knowledge that I've gained throughout the years to impact and change South Africa in a positive way. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time.